Let's do it. Let's do it. In the top, the left side, bottom left, I guess. I wanted to say top left because, I don't know, something about the way that this cliff cuts off. We have the red Terran player. He is PureLegacy, teaming up with LGR's Larry. So, nice. Let's see here as we do this. So, we have in the top, the right, fast probe scout. We have Beastyqt representing TES, and Dana, the apparent Polish Zerg player. It's 2 Americans versus 2 Europeans, and if PureLegacy wins this game, if the red team wins this map, they will have a spot in the main tournament for the Capistar League 2v2 Ting Cup, and it'll be pretty awesome, in all honesty, to see, you know, a real unknown couple players who apparently just play. I was talking to PureLegacy after the game. I was like, Jesus, man, you guys must play a lot of 2v2. It's like he said basically all he plays. He's a Grandmaster 1v1 Terran player, but yeah, he's got something like 500 2v2 games this season, and I guess, you know, if you're like, I guess not like pro level, right? You're not gonna play like thousands of games, but that's pretty good, to be honest, when he's got a couple hundred in 1v1 as well. But looking to see what they're going to bring out on this game. He's opened up with a Barracks. Probably going to see him go into a Reaper out of this. And Dana's going to go for a Hatch first. Now, it was a Gateway opening out of Larry, so there's no real way for him to punish that. Maybe we'll see a second Barracks for more Reapers. I don't know. He's got enough minerals for it. But I think it's just going to be a Reaper expand, which makes a lot of sense. They haven't seen anything to give them cause to worry. Beasty is also doing pretty much the same thing. He's getting a second supply depot though, so I think that means we're going to see 2 Reaper opening out of Beasty, which is also work, which is also totally acceptable in this instance. So while the game starts to heat up a little bit, we're waiting for that cybernetics core basically before we see some tech out of the Protoss. Check out ksl.ting.com and get 25 bucks towards an account to try out, as we would love to have more and more of these 2v2 tournaments and promote a scene that I personally feel doesn't really get enough attention. Actually, the scene does not get anywhere near enough attention in the pro gaming scene for StarCraft. So we can make it happen together. We can make it happen together. Reaper's going to come in now for PureLegacy. He's going to be looking to see what's going on here, clicking around. I actually love that you can like see these clicks much more easily when you're looking at their vision. But he's like getting ready. I think actually he's going to lose this Reaper. Oh my god, barely getting that kill. Winning the 1v1 Reaper micro war. And that actually really sucks because that was like nothing here to actually deal with this. Beasty's going to bring his second Reaper back. But, yeah. Okay, so he should be able to kill Larry's Reaper. But he definitely got his money's worth out of this. 2 SCV kills. He just runs up north. It's like, yep, I'm just going to escape here. This Queen might be able to get him. Maybe. Nope. Doesn't stop to shoot. So PureLegacy is going to go into Reactor Hellion out of this. We have Larry moving to a Stargate. He's going to use the wall off the natural. And where's Dana going with this? Speed. Just a bunch of drones. This probe for Larry is waiting for a third base. And Legacy actually has another Reaper showing up. So his 2 Reapers are really putting in some work here because Beasty lost his first Reaper. And he might actually, like with this, I don't even know what to think about this anymore. Like he has done a ridiculous amount of damage to Beastyqt with the 2 Reaper opening just because Beasty lost his 2. And Larry's going to go double Starport. So that, I mean, Stargate. So that probably means a ton of Phoenix. And I have to say, like, the opening just played out so well for PureLegacy that is, like, he just had to micro. It was just Reaper versus Reaper. And sometimes that just comes down to delay on which Reaper shoots first. You know, like going full Han Solo there, but then the second Reaper shows up, and there's really nothing that Beasty can do because he's building a reactor in a factory, and speed isn't done yet for Dana. So this probe's going to pylon block the third base, just wants to delay it, but since there are links here, it shouldn't be too much of an issue, and as he will start up that third hatchery, so no big deal. And Beasty rolling up with this Hellion. He's going to see this wall off, be like, oh, okay, it's Phoenix, and Legacy is still building Hellions. So. Run, Beasty. He's actually getting another factory, so we're going to see maybe some mech out of PureLegacy this game. Well, he teams up behind this massive Phoenix setup. Beasty, though, is getting geared to go for a mine drop of some variety behind all of this. Alright, let's see what he can do. These Phoenix are going to come in and get to work. Getting some work going here on top of this Overlord. So clearing out the vision, which we saw in the last game, really allowed them to go for big drops. PureLegacy's floating his barracks out. So he floated his factory last game when he only wanted to build Marines. This game, he floats his barracks out when he only wants to go for, I guess, mech. He's gonna try to mech it happen, just building Hellions at the moment, which is pretty good. And yeah, it's not a bad way for this game to have started, really, as we move forward. For the blue team, we did have a bit of damage though. And he's going to be going into mech as well. So Beastyqt is going to be meching versus PureLegacy, but Legacy has a lot of Hellions, and the Hellion Phoenix, it's very interesting to set up. I guess he could probably pick off a lot of drones with this type of style, right? Comes up, he just picks off the roaches with the Phoenix, then the Hellions clean up the lings. So this army composition out of Larry and Legacy is actually really, really sick. In fact, there's not really a whole lot to deal with it right now. The Hellions are going to roll up. We can just start getting to work on drones with and the screen. The drones are going to be pulled to try to fight against us, but the Phoenix show up next, and this makes things so complicated. Like, he's just going to kill all the drones. Beasty brings down some Marines, but there's still just a bunch of Hellions here. And I don't, how do they kill these units? I'm not sure. Beasty scans, but Beasty actually got one of those mines in there with the drop. Oh, okay, he scanned him to try to help his teammate kill that mine, but he can't get it. And Legacy, though, is going to kill all these SCVs. The roaches show up, trying to buffer where the Phoenix, the Phoenix ran home to deal with the Widow mine. Understandable. So that does mean that these Hellions will eventually be cleaned up. I think he got more than he wanted. Look at the worker count for the blue team. Absolutely in shambles. So tough cookies. Widow mine will. So PureLegacy did run into the mine, but outside of that, still a solid play so far. This mine for Beast has not gotten too many kills. This one will not fire again. There was that scan. He's gonna need to scan again to get this one, right? Yeah. So that mine will also be destroyed. Overlord for Dana is still hiding in the bottom position, though. And Legacy's got this barracks, which can actually spot any units trying to fly around the corner of the map. But it will also allow him to check later on for this expansion if it's taken. Now, Larry's moving out across the map. Legacy has rebuilt a couple of his Hellions, but not too many. It's actually, yeah, he's on 5 factories now. So he's in a full mech form. He's going to take that gold base. Whereas Beasty had a lot of difficulty actually clearing that gold base out. So Beastyqt, he's got a Thor and some roaches. This is a interesting army, to say the least. The Thor will deal with the Phoenix, I suppose, right? And while this medevac just moves out, it's going to drop just 2 Marines. Not sure how I feel about this, but, you know, the problem is they both just lost so many resources. And this Thor is actually just shooting at Phoenix in the middle of the map, which just feels so weird to say that. Beasty, medevac, runs right in. I guess, is this bait? This has to be bait. Like, there's nothing in it. It's just going to drop right into this. Well, he should lose it then. As Larry moves out. And there's not really a whole other deal with this. Like, it's just going to fly into this missile turret. 2 Marines, though, for Beasty. SCVs are going to be pulled to deal with it. As the Phoenix clear out this watchtower. As Overlord doesn't really have much he can see. And that's... Yeah, he's going to bust it on the rock, so... Larry flying around the map, scouring with those Phoenix, and I have to say, like, the supply is getting closer and closer, but the Zerg player is the one that should be ahead, so... Dana, unfortunately, this game does not have that luxury like on the last map where he's just managed to get a crazy amount of units, and a bunch of scans are actually coming out of Legacy. Just wants to know which bases are being taken, so he scans the gold, he scans in front of the gold, he scanned this top base, so he knows exactly what these guys have. And I think Beasty returns 1 scan to see the army. He's like, okay, moving some SCVs down. He's taken the gold base here. He's also going to be building another Nexus in the southeast position, so some Phoenix are going to come try to pick off a few units here, but that Spore Crawler will deter any more of that aggression. Oh, and the Thor's actually got a couple wallops in on those Phoenix at the same time. And here we go. PureLegacy is moving across the map with his first push. He saw that there wasn't a whole lot to deal with this, and I love that Void Rays were built with this. Void Ray, Phoenix, plus mech. When you're playing mech versus mech and roaches, there's really not a lot to deal with the Void Rays because the Phoenix might even just, you know, magnet those shots. And we're going to find out. He's starting this push very slowly. Runs into a mine that he'll be able to then kill. Scans ahead. He's like, where's the army? What's going on here? And PureLegacy is moving in. There we go. These tanks are going to siege up. Beasty's like, I cannot defend this. I need to move away. I just need to back off. Wait for some tanks because there's so many Thors. But he's starting to get some Vikings out now. He's working on the Viking production. But I don't think there's going to be enough to really handle this. This is such a problem. Swarm hosts are on the way out for Dana. But are they going to be out in time? He's got one. He's going to need a few more than that. The Warrior is also really going to help defending against this. As PureLegacy continues to scan. Like, he just knows where the whole army of the opposing team is. Just by scanning him nonstop. When you play mech, you don't really need units. So now we start to see the Locusts trickle out. And Dana's going to try to create some space. But there's a Revelation tag by Larry. So they know where these units are at all times. There's not really a whole lot here. These tanks, if these tanks cut off the ramp, I mean, this game is going to go to hell. And here he comes in pushing Void Rays, hitting on these roaches, picking up the siege tanks at the same time. The Thors are trying to do some work, but the Hellbats are coming. And the Void Rays do so much damage versus these massive armored units with that prismatic alignment. And the prismatic alignment does wear off, but now there's just so much pushing in. He's managed to pick off another Void Ray on the left side. The missile turret's working quite well. But these tanks, for PureLegacy, have isolated the ramp. And all he really needs to do is just keep scanning and, you know, tag with that Oracle. But Thors come over, pick off another Void Ray. He's baiting him. That Void Ray range, not superior. Oh, we managed to get a Hellbat drop during all of this inside of PureLegacy's base. PureLegacy having to bring some of his units back to deal with this. Does lose some workers, so bit of harass here, bit of harass there. This Widowmine is going to be watching that gold base a little bit, so they'll know when that's taken as the Phoenix continue to look for anything they can get to come off. And oh, is Beasty going to be able to hit this from the high ground? Yeah, he's sieging up, but PureLegacy's already moving away. And the Vikings aren't enough. Oh, the Void Rays just going to come kill all these tanks. Oh no, he can pick them up so they can't run. And Beastyqt sustaining some heavy losses while the red team remains maxed out the whole way through. Like, yeah, just absolutely wrecking face. Like, this is just gnarly. Like, these guys are absolutely tearing the blue team apart, and I don't think they can be stopped now. Like, these guys are just really handling it. Like, no difficulty whatsoever. Like, really, really sick. I mean, a little bit of a supply block for Larry at the end. He's got everything he needs by now. And they're just doing it. They're making it happen. Recalls away at the very end, and now they're just at the south base. I have no idea what the blue team's supposed to do. Like, Legacy just got so much damage done with his Hellion play, coupled with the Phoenix, that, like, they just built off that lead, and they made the best of it. They did exactly what they needed to do with what they were given. Okay, a little bit of sloppiness here from Larry as the Void Ray does walk into the missile turret again. But now this base in the top left is dead. I don't know how he's going to stop this army because Swarm Hosts, as good as they are, won't deal with the Phoenix Void Ray play. Like, it just can't. And now, this continues to move in. I don't think there's going to be anything else that can be done about this. The Swarm Hosts are going to burrow for Dana. And yeah, they buy some time. They slow down any aggressive movement. But there's so many siege tanks that I think PureLegacy can still leapfrog forward behind this. Yeah, the Void Rays are going to show up, overcharging now on this Spore Crawler, so he can continue to move forward with the rest of his army. Hydralisk in the back. There's a counterattack by Beasty with some Hellions cleaning up some probes, but there's nothing to answer this actual army. There's nothing to answer the Void Ray siege tank composition, and Beasty's going to tap out. Larry and Legacy, 2v2 boys, are going to be the first team to qualify tonight.